everyone out there in our Women's Net community. Welcome to a chat with our three May 2025 grant winners. Q Schulte of Wildbatch is our startup winner. The startup grant is for entrepreneurs generally in the idea phase of developing their business, but it can also be startup companies that just haven't hit $10,000 in total sales. Latasha Burnett of Hope and Wellness PLLC is our business-specific grant winner. This month, the business-specific grant went to a company that operates in the mental and emotional support category. That's what it was for May. And Dianna Seddon of Neckglasses LLC is our Amber Grant winner. And the Amber Grant is open to all women business owners in the US and Canada. I'm Marsha Layton Turner, and I'm the very lucky member of the Women's Net Advisory Board who gets to talk to our winners every few weeks. So again, thank you all for taking the time to chat with me today. So to help our Women's Net community members understand kind of how you got to where you are now, I would love to hear a little bit about each of your companies and where you get the idea to start it. And Q, let's start with you.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Q, the founder of Wildbatch, a biodegradable all-in-one powder soap built for life outdoors. Designed especially for hikers, campers, and backpackers, each waterless formula comes in a compact bamboo capsule that weighs less than 1 ounce. It works for everything, for skin, laundry, dishes, and gear. Pretty much it cleans everything when you are out in the wild. After burning out in my last startup, both emotionally and financially, I craved something simpler, more grounded. I grew up in the Carpathian Mountains, where nature was my first lab. Wildbatch is basically a return to those roots. No frills, just smart, effective care for people who really love the outdoors. I try everything out there, every eco soap. There are sticky to the skin, heavy, they leak, they all come in plastic packaging. So being a chemist, I started to formulate a solution in my garage lab because I have one set up in my garage.
That's great. Wow, it's so interesting. Latasha, how about you? Oh, tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, I have been working in mental health for almost 25 years. I've been a fully licensed clinician for 16 of those years. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and a board-approved supervisor. I'm a trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapist that's certified. I'm an EMDR certified therapist, and I specialize in trauma therapy for children, teens, and families. I've been working for agencies for a really long time. I'm limited in what I can do. I want to do more research in the area of EMDR and its use with families, specifically families of color. And I want to study more research, do more research on EMDR and its use with the autistic population. I also do consultation for clinicians and supervision. So there are a lot of things I want to do, and I was limited in the space of working for agencies. So I decided to branch out on my own so that I can do all of those things that I want to do to contribute to the field. There's a great need for African American clinicians in the field of trauma. Um, the Black population is seeking therapy more and more, but we have limited resources, a shortage of clinicians. There's a high demand, but not enough clinicians. So I am pursuing becoming an EMDR consultant, and through my private practice, working with clinicians so that they can get trained and certified to provide these services to clients in need. So that's pretty the gist of why I decided to start my private practice back up again, because it gives me the freedom to do all of the things I want to do to better help the clients I serve.
Excellent. And I know I've heard EMDR, but what does that stand for?
Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It is used very a lot with trauma, but it can be used with all types of things: pain, anxiety, depression, performance enhancement. Like, it can be utilized with all kinds of issues. It's evidence-based. One of the two top evidence-based therapies for people dealing with PTSD, specifically for kids and teens, TFCBT, trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, is the other one.
Excellent. Thank you. And Dianna, tell us a little bit about Neckglasses.
Well, we have been around since 2015. My sister-in-law came to me with this idea. She was needing readers and didn't realize it. She went to the doctor and they said, stop by the store, get you a 12-pack of readers and you'll be fine. And, she's an interior decorator. And we just started thinking, how great would it be if we could create a necklace that looked like, it was always there when you needed it, and you could just open it up and use it if you are at dinner and the grocery store. Anyway, we went to lunch, sat down. My husband's he's got a master's in marketing, and he had started up companies, and we sat down, drew out the prototypes. He had a network of patent attorneys, an engineer, Ping, he's involved with us. And we just created, the prototype and got them developed in China.
Amazing.
So we've been around a little bit. We've had highs and lows. Back during COVID, my sister-in-law had to get out, which today's her birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Karen. But anyway, she had to get out and I took over and, worked just to pay the bills and keep it going. And I believe it was November 2024, I left the post office and decided I'm just going to go for it. So here I am, and thank you for the Amber Grant.
Excellent. Well, I know people who buy readers, I laugh when you said, buy a 12-pack, because you set them down all over. So yeah, it makes perfect sense that it would be useful to have them on a necklace, because otherwise you're gonna have a million of them everywhere in the house in like a safe space, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're always around your neck.
Excellent. Very smart.
There when you need them.
Right. Well, again, for people in our community who are thinking about starting a business or who are currently in the process of starting a company, could each of you talk about a resource that you found particularly helpful, that you would recommend to another female business owner, whether it's a program or a course or an agency or a book? Anything. What's one thing that you found super helpful? And this time, Latasha, let's start with you.
Well, the greatest resource I found was through the Small Business Association in Dallas County. I was assigned a business mentor, and he walked me through every step of starting my business. On the days when fear and doubt creeped in, he encouraged me and helped me believe in myself, and he helped me to remember the vital need for my business in the community. Like, I can't say enough about how important he was to helping me reach my goal.
And Latasha, was that through the SCORE program within the
Yes,
SBA?
it
Okay.
is.
Okay, yeah. I know SCORE advisors can be super helpful because they often have experience in your particular business, right? Or
Exactly.
industry.
Yes, he did. So he was able to help me a lot. Things that I wasn't aware of. I'm a great therapist, but the business component of it, I suck. So he he educated me and really helped me to understand a lot more. And they have a lot of wonderful workshops as well. It's just a really great resource.
Fantastic. Dianna, how about you? Was there anything you found particularly helpful?
Well, one of my favorite books that I've read several times over the years is Think and Grow Rich. And I always find new things that I've missed or I've forgotten. So that, and I'm really excited about Women's Net because I know you guys have a lot of resources that, I'm usually just flying by the seat of my pants to get what needs to be done. So I'm excited to see all the resources that you guys have that I know will help me.
Thank you for bringing that up. So for anybody who isn't aware, we have a Facebook community of 26,000 women business owners, and we're regularly sharing ideas and tips and things that we've learned. So yeah, thank you for mentioning that. And Think and Grow Rich is a good one. I think that's one where Napoleon Hill interviewed, I don't know how many successful business owners. They were all men at the time. But I know some of the lessons there are still applicable. Yeah. Awesome. Q, how about you? Is there a resource that you might recommend to someone else?
Well, for me, it was very helpful actually joining a local business incubator. I am in Gainesville, Florida. I moved like a few years ago, so I didn't know many people. So it's very helpful to get out, force yourself, and to meet people in your area. So I joined this local incubator just to talk with other people, to start, talking to them about my ideas, if it's good or bad. And through them, actually, they introduced me to a mentor who very fast became a very strong partner. And he brought a lot of structure and accountability that I really needed.
Fantastic. I know we have I don't think it's an incubator. I think it's an accelerator locally for, um, it's for a particular industry. I want to say it's like imaging. Yeah, but those I've heard business incubators and accelerators can be super helpful when you're trying to scale.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, so we've talked about resources, but now let's go specifically to marketing, because marketing is, I think, the biggest challenge the companies at all phases of growth grapple with. Like how do I find more clients? How do I sell more? So if you had to recommend one marketing tactic that has worked well for you so far, what would that be? And Dianna, let's start with you this time.
I had to pick one. I would say Google Ads has helped us. And the great thing about it is you can choose how much you want to spend each month. So if you're small, like we are, you can just gradually scale up. I mean, we also are on Amazon, and I would recommend that as well. But the one thing in Facebook, so Google and Facebook ads.
And do
That's
you use Google Ads primarily to increase awareness of neck glasses, or are you trying to get people to go to the website to buy?
trying to get them to go to the website to buy.
Okay.
So it's directing anyone that's searching for readers.
Hmm.
Hopefully they'll see us pop up.
Very smart.
And it's not that expensive.
Hmm. Excellent. Q, how about you? What's a marketing tactic? I like that you said go local, but what else might you suggest?
Well, for me right now, because I'm just starting, the best marketing tool is to reach out to potential customers for testing the product. So, because this real world feedback, it shapes the product and also the how I talk about it. So I'm focusing actually on brand partnership or reaching out to micro influencers to test and to maybe talk about the products. So for me, right now, this is the most important thing, uh, rather than paying ads.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, market research. Very smart. Latasha, how about you?
Well, as a mental health agency and starting up, funds are very low. So I would say mine would be utilizing free therapy directory sites, because that can be quite expensive, like getting on the tfcbt.org website, Andrea.org, inclusivetherapist.com. Those are all free. They're cost effective and efficient approaches to marketing, right? Because when people are looking for a therapist or a supervisor or a consultant, they can go directly to those sites. They know that it's going to be someone that's qualified, certified. And so I get a lot of referrals from those sites. And once again, just starting up and really getting out there, money is everything. And so they're free. It can get quite expensive on some of those other sites. So that would be the number one thing for me, is utilizing those free therapy directory sites and outreach, getting out to mental health events, spreading my business cards, talking to people, networking.
Very smart. I love that. Yeah. Finding directories that are free. That's great. Good advice. So now what's one thing that members of our Women's Neck community might do to show support for your business? Is there something they could do, whether it's signing up for your newsletter, liking you on a social media platform? Like what's one thing that you can think of that we might do to support you? And Q, let's start with you.
Well, if you know somebody who is hiking, backpacking, or camping, send them to wildbatch.co. And we started to be very active on Instagram at Wildbatch Co. And I think being part of this community and knowing that this community has my back means a lot to me already. So I'm looking forward to interact with the other women in the community.
Excellent. Thank you. Latasha, how about you? What can we do?
Trying to think my brain. I just got out of a session, so my brain's like slow processing. You can help me by continuing to spread the word through your website and social media accounts that I'm out here trying to make a difference in the field of trauma and mental health, especially in communities of color. Because representation does matter. And that's one of the big reasons I'm doing this, is because representation matters. People of color need to receive services from people that look like them, talk like them, and can understand what they've gone through. So just spread the word that I'm out here, so that people can reach out to me.
Will do. Love it. And Dianna, how about you?
The same, ditto for Latasha and Q. Liking our Facebook site, that would help, and just all the resources that you guys have on your website and supporting us. I just love what you guys are doing, and I hope one day Neckglasses can give back something like the Amber Grant that we received.
Awesome.
I'm so grateful.
And we're so happy that you three applied for the grants. And I hope you'll continue to update us on all your success, because I know there are going to be things to report. So I'm excited for you all. And thanks again for coming and sharing your story with our community today. And congratulations on being our May grant winners.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.